Hi, I'm Karthik Rannan. I'm the president of the Wall Street Club of BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives while they try to navigate the world of finance. I am happy that we will be able to close this workshop successfully on a very good note.
Hi, I am Raghunendra Singh and I am the Technical Director of the Wall Street Club at BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. It was a great amazing conducting this workshop with XLR. The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets, which was very helpful for the people who are interested in the field of finance, business or analytics in general. Thank you.
I attended a workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me, so I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
The journey was great. Initially, I thought that I was not proficient enough in Excel, but later I came to know there was no prerequisites for it, and then I applied for it, and it was a great course, and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
Good evening, myself Kavya Ganatra. I am from Computer Science Association. I was the POC for this ML workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our technical fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I think everyone can see me. Hello. Good note. So before we start, let me just give a brief introduction about myself. I am Akshata. I'm a trainer in XLR. Okay. I have 4+ years of experience as an IT trainer and hands-on experience too. I have worked in a couple of companies for solving the projects too. Okay. I know that I can't take the introduction of all 144 students. If you have any concern, we have a chat box here. So you can just drop a message over there. So I will respond on time. Okay. I think everybody can hear. Just at least try to communicate with me in the chat. Keep the session interactive. It will be wonderful. Okay. Yes, Divya, I'm about to start the session. Okay. So let's not waste the time. Okay. So let me just present my screen. I think everybody is able to see my screen, correct? Is there anybody who can't see my screen? I'm presenting it. Okay. So I'll take a notepad. Okay. So everybody can see it. We'll start. Okay. So before I start, let me just give you a quick agenda, like what exactly I'll be doing. Okay. Keep whatever the questions, whatever the doubts you have. Okay. So you can just give a write a note on the chat. Okay. What is the main agenda today? This is live. Yes, this is live. Okay. I'm just going to give the agenda of today's session. So I'll be discussing the basic introduction. Okay. Basic introduction of Python. Okay. Basic introduction of okay, Python. Okay. And then I'll discuss about the features of Python. Okay. Features of Python. Okay. And then I'm going to discuss about the installation. Okay. Installation of Python. Okay. And I'm going to discuss about something related to the keywords. Okay. And identifiers, variables, sorry, identifiers and constants. Okay. Okay. Constants. And I'll be discussing about something called as variables. Okay. If you have like, okay, variables. Okay. And if you have like more time, I will be starting with data types as well. Okay. So I can say that this is the agenda of today's session. Okay. So anybody have any doubts in the agenda? Anybody have any doubts in the agenda? Okay. Then let's start. Okay. So thank you. Thank you for responding. Then let's start. I'll just scroll down. Okay. So where do we start? So the first question, I know that I can't just say that nobody knows Python. I know that one or the other would have been exposed to Python. Okay. So basically any concept that I basically start with the 5 questions, 5 WH questions. Okay. Who? Okay. The first question would be who. And then the second question would be why. And then third question would be what. And then fourth question would be where. And then the fifth question would be how. Okay, irrespective of any concept, guys, if you are understanding this 5 questions, trust me, that concept would be clear. Okay. Yes, good afternoon. Okay, so now the first question is, I'm starting with something called as in Python. Okay, so we all know that Python is a general purpose high level programming language. So basically, I don't want to start with the definition. First, we will understand like who designed this Python, what made him to design Python. Then we will see like what is Python and what are the terms that comes under the Python. Okay. So who designed Python? So Python was basically designed by someone called as Udo von Russell. Okay. So he's the person who designed, and this is not the first programming language which he was designed to. Okay, there were other, yes, very nice, Chinna Reddy, yes. Okay, so here this is not the first programming language as I already told. He has already designed something called as an ABC programming language. Okay, and he is from the Netherlands. Where he is from? He is basically from the Netherlands. Okay. So why did I mention the place where he was from? You will understand when I discuss about why. Okay. So this is the person who designed Python, and what made him to design is again the question which arises. Okay. So basically he was into a project called as an ABC that basically includes the C programming language. So he was into this. Okay. And we know that the country, even in India, we give some Christmas holidays, right? So similarly, in Netherlands also, where Guido von Rossum was under the Christmas holidays, and he was sitting on a couch and he didn't know what to do in his Christmas holidays, and he started a project where what made him to start means already he was into an ABC project, okay, where he was stuck in something called as an exception handling. Okay, so he wanted to design something. I cannot give the exact timing like when he started, but it was in 1980s. Okay, 1980s. So people say that it is in 1989. So I'll just mention it is 1980s. It can come from anywhere between 81 to 89. Okay, so he started a project. Okay, he started a project. So basically, which was helping him to handle on exception handling. Okay, on exception handling. And now he know that he started a project which is going to give a better solution by using exception handling. Now it was time to give a name. So what made him to give a programming language with a name as Python means? So basically, he was fond of what is that? Python Flying Circus. So this was the TV show he was fond of. Okay, so he wanted some different name that he wanted to give for Python language. Though it was very big, he made it as a shortened, and then he started giving it as a name as what Python is. Okay, this is how he started, and he ended up with the name called as Python. I think everybody is clear about the history. Yes, it is okay. Okay, so this is a basic introduction of the Python that I wanted to give. So who is the person that who designed Python? Basically, it is Judo von Russell. Okay, what made him to design? Basically, he was stuck in his project. Uh, it, he was not stuck, but he wanted to get a better solution for an exception handling. So he started designing a project, and the name came out of his interesting TV show that is basically the Montague Python Flying Circus. So he just shortened it to what? Python. Okay. So the next question is, what is Python? Correct. So as you can go with many different YouTube videos or Google or any PDFs, any textbooks, the definition of the Python might be different, but the keywords, whatever we use to define, is much more similar. Okay, so I would say that Python is a general purpose programming language. Okay, general purpose programming language. Okay, and it is also called as interpreted programming language. It's a general purpose programming language, interpreted and object oriented programming language. Okay, okay, interpreted programming language. Yes, Likit, you have any doubt? You have raised your hand. Likit, do you have any concern? Do you have any concern? Okay, no, ma'am. Okay, fine. So this is the definition. See, directly ending up with what is this general purpose language, interpreted or oriented, object oriented language. It's a very bit difficult to understand. Okay, so we'll start with understanding the like keywords one after the other. Okay, first I would like to start with what is a language. I think everybody know. I know that you people are from like different places. Vishnu, do you have any concern? You have raised your hand. Do you have any concern? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so what is a language, guys? So basically, I'm talking to you guys in English, isn't it? Communication between two things, very nice. Yes. Okay, so I know that here almost how many students, like 279 students are there. See, everybody might know a different language, but I have chosen a language where if I'm talking something, you can understand. Correct. So what is a language means? Basically, we can say a way that we communicate. Okay, a way that we communicate. Okay, communicate. Okay, and other side of person can understand. Okay, other side of person can understand. So basically, this is called as a language. Correct. So here, as I'm saying that it is a general purpose programming language. What is the meaning of general purpose programming language? Basically, anybody can use this. Okay, anybody can use this word Python. So that is the reason why it is called as a general purpose programming language. Very nice. Okay, and here we have a term called as an interpreted. Okay, I will discuss about what is this interpreted and then object oriented in a while. Okay. See, basically with the definition, we can't say that yes, Python is very popular. Correct. So before I give the features, can anyone tell me where exactly Python is used in this real world? We have started, we understood like why and then what. I gave the definition. Can you guys tell me like where exactly we are using Python in the real time? You can write in a chat. Okay, game development, very nice. Okay, where exactly we are using, let me just go with. Okay, so very nice. It is used in what? Game development. Okay, very nice. It's a game development. And the second one is a machine learning, very nice. And then next GUI, very good. Okay, and then AI and then ML. Okay, I'll just write both the things in the same one. Okay, it's AI and what? ML, very nice. Medical fields, very good. Okay, medical fields. Okay, very nice. And then what else? UI, very nice. We can't say it's an UI. Okay, data science. Yes, yes, we can. Okay, build a scratch type of models. Okay, what kind of models, Pallavi? Can you just elaborate? Data analytics, very nice. We use under data analytics. Research purpose, very nice. Okay, I'm getting a very good answers. Okay, very good response. Okay, research. Okay, and then software development. Okay, research, RESERACH. Okay, so research, I can see data engineering. Thank you. Okay, I think the answers are getting repeated now. Okay. See, before I discuss about the game development, let me ask you a question. Python is a front-end programming language or back-end programming language? Can anyone tell me about that first? Okay, CAD, very nice. Okay, it's a backend. Very, very good. Correct. So Python is what? Python is a backend programming language. See, when we say it's a backend programming language, then how can you say that it is used for game designing? I know the answer is right. Okay. I know the answer is right. See, basically, backend is used. Okay, where I'll just give you a quick example. I think everybody can see my screen. Correct. I'll just go use a random website. Let me say I'll go to the Flipkart. Okay. So I'm just giving a basic example. Okay, so now here we have, this is basically called as front end. So if you just go open any game designing or anything, so basically you can see something on the front end, isn't it? So can anyone guess like what is exactly Python doing in the Flipkart? Can anyone give me an example in a live stream? Okay, we attach Python with front end. Very nice, Sri. Exactly, we are going to attach, but how? Basically, you can see the data here. Okay, let me just randomly select some mobiles. Okay, I'll just, okay, I think I found just a second. I'll just go back. Okay, I'll go with electronics. Okay, under this, I'll go with some laptop accessories or okay, I'm just explaining like where exactly, what is it? Where exactly we can write a Python programming language. If I just go with the gaming, so let me just scroll down. Can you just see here? We have something like only few left. Okay, see that few left also went. Correct, few left also went. So see, every time one person can't sit and manage the front end. So basically, if I'm buying this, okay, if I'm buying this, basically that information will be going and sitting in the backend. Okay, so when it is going and sitting in the backend, someone should get that backend data to the front end. Who is going to get that? Basically, the backend programming languages is going to do that work. Okay, so here, that is what I was asking. So under this backend development, so basically just by using a Python, we cannot make a game development or GUI. So we need to do what? We need to make an attachment with the front end as well. So very nice. Okay, I've got the answer here. Venkata Sai Reddy has told that we will be using a framework of Python that is basically a Django in order to give both the front end and then back end connection. Okay, very nice. For the game development we are using. So I can see all the answers are like probably Googled. I can literally sense. Okay, can anyone tell me one real-time example where exactly Python is used, guys? I agree with all these things. Game development, I told that for that we need a Django, correct? And then for AI and then ML, I know that complete machine learning is going to depend upon something called as in Python. Okay, graphical user interface is nothing but like animations, moving the objects, customizing, everything can be done. Okay, medical fields again. See, everything it is looking in the form of what? In the form of a front end, isn't it? So can you just give me one real-time example where exactly Python is used? Okay, ATM, very nice. Instagram, Spotify, very good. So I would like to start with Swiggy, guys. Basically, Swiggy is working based on what? Based on Django Python itself. Okay, again, if you take Zomato, Zomato is also working based on Python itself. Okay, Netflix, very good. Okay, so we have Netflix. I can't say Google is working on Python. Okay, but I can say that they are also using it. Okay, Google and then Amazon. Very nice. Amazon. So these are called as real-time examples. These are called as what? Real-time examples where exactly Python is used. Okay. See, when it is used so much, now I have to understand what is made that Swiggy, Zomato, Netflix, or Google or Amazon to work with Python. Isn't it, guys? We should also understand why exactly they are using Python. Okay, for that, we have something called as the features. What is the feature? The first one is it is easy to read. What is it? It is easy to read, learn, and then write, or we can just say maintain. Isn't it, guys? For maintaining also, we are going to use what? We are going to use Python. What is the meaning of easy to read? Can anyone tell? Yes, very nice. Easy to read means what? Easy to read means what? Basically, we will not write multiple lines of code. It is basically very simple, correct? Single line code also can be written. So it is very simple to read as it is in the high level language. Simple to read, okay, and write, and then basically why we can read and then write very easily means because the syntax it holds is very, very simple, guys. Okay, so basically what it is, the syntax, whatever it is going to hold is what is very, very simple. Okay, very, very simple. So this is one of the feature what is made to use under Swiggy, Zomato, and then Netflix. Very less syntax and then understandable. Very good. Okay. So next what we have, the next one is called as easy. Okay, easy usage. Okay, we can say that it is easy usage. What is the meaning of easy usage? Means, see, we don't always use in Windows. We also use in something called as a Linux. We have something called as an Unix, and then we have something called as Mac. So it supports by what cross-platform. Easy usage is nothing but it is what it is going to support by what cross-platform. Okay, cross-platform it has been supported by. Okay, and the third one is it is open source. Okay, it is open source. What is the meaning of? Yes, it's free and then open source. What is the meaning of free and then open source? Basically, you need not to pay. Okay, you need not to pay. Okay, you need not to pay in order to use what? In order to use the Python. Okay, and what else we have? What is the other concept that I can add here? Open source, easy usage. You guys want to add accessible to everyone? Very nice. That's what I've given the cross platform. Okay. Predefined features, very nice. I think you guys are missing out a very important one, that is object oriented. Correct, guys? We have something called as an object oriented. So what is this object oriented? Can anyone tell me what's this object oriented? Okay, so I'll not go much deep into it because as it is the beginning stage, let me just tell you what is this object oriented exactly meaning. Okay, for this, I would like to take one simple example. Okay, in order to understand about object oriented, I'm taking one simple example. What is that simple example? Next, now let's everyone travel back to what? 1980s or 1990s, guys. Okay, you guys might be thinking, ma'am, I was not even born. Even me. Okay, but that's okay. Let's just get back. Okay. Now what I'll do, we are what? We are not in 2024, guys. We are in what? We are basically in 1980s and then 1990s. Okay, now what I'll do, let's say we are in some PG or we are like we have not cooked food at house. Okay, now what I have to do, I'm hungry. Okay, basically we are all hungry. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to go to hotel. Okay, we have to go to hotel. So what exactly I'm going to do to buy food? Can anyone tell me? Now I am hungry. I want to buy my food. Okay, buy my food. So what is the first thing that I am going to do, guys? Build the concept of logical. See, I'm going with a very basic example in order to give. I know you guys, based on your answers, I can make out that you are well versed, but let's go with one proper flow. Okay. So now I want to buy food. I'm in 1980s or 1990s. Okay. Very nice. Someone answered menu. Okay, very good. But before the menu, what I should do, I have to first get dressed. Okay, because I have to basically buy a food outside, right? I have to get dressed and then I have to go to some hotel. First, I have to pick the hotel, isn't it? After that, okay, with the use of object, we can use class. No, I'm not discussing about that. I'm asking you some question where I need to buy a food where I'm in what 1980s and then 1990s. Okay. What I have done, I have dressed and then I've visited the hotel. Next is I'm going to take the menu. Correct. After taking the menu, what I will do, I'm going to order my food. Okay, order my food. So after ordering food, you have to do what? You have to do the payment. So once you do the payment, that's when they were going to give you a parcel. Correct. Suppose if you want to eat there, you can eat. If not, you can take the parcel and then get back. So this was the procedure. Everyone agree with me? Correct. This was the procedure. But now let's come back to what? 2024 base. Where are we? We are in 2024. So what exactly we are going to do in 2024? If we are hungry, can anyone give the answer? Online. Very nice. So we can't just go online, right? We have some applications. Very nice. We have what? We have Swiggy. Okay, we have Swiggy. And then we have what? We have Zomato. What else we have? Okay, Swiggy. Only Swiggy, Zomato. Everyone is answering Swiggy, Zomato. We have something called as I think KFC. Yes, everything comes under Swiggy, Zomato. I agree that. Okay, what else we have? Effective approaches of Blinkit. Okay, so we have what? We have something called as in Blinkit. Okay, Blinkit, basically we can reduce the vouchers. Okay, we have Zepto. Okay, we have Zepto. So what I will do if I have not cooked at house, first I'm going to open Swiggy and then immediately we are going to open what is Zomato. We will check the offers. Correct? We are going to check the offers and then what else guys? I'm going to order the food based on the offers. Correct? I'm going to order my food based on the offers. After that, I'm just going to mind my own work at my house or at my office. Correct. Once that is done, your order is going to reach you and then you are going to take your food. Take your food. Can you see there is a lot of difference from there to here, isn't it? Can you see? Can anyone tell me what is the difference that we have seen from buying the food from 1980s to 2024? What exactly is the difference? What exactly is the difference? Basically, we are saving the time. Door delivery. Very nice. We are saving the time. So now my question is, what was the problem in 1980s and which we are not seeing in 2024? So basically, whatever the programming languages were there in 1990s, they were not having the concept of oops. Okay, what is that the concept of oops means? Writing a code on a real-time object. So what is this object, which was not supported in what 1980s? Lack of development. Yes, lack of development. Olden days, there is no more technologies. Yes, by 1980s, actually Java had come. Okay, but the implementation of OOPS concept in a right way took a lot of time. Okay, I agree with that. Okay, now we were not able to like create a program by using what with without the presence of OOPS, it created a problem. Now, what is this OOPS? Okay, what is this OOPS? Now let's discuss. So basically, it is called as what? Object-oriented programming language. Correct? Object-oriented programming language. Correct. Programming. I'll just go with the simple words. Okay, programming language. So what's an object, guys? What's an object? Pascal in 1980s, combination of C and then CPP. Okay, very nice. Actually, C was there. I can say that C is called as the mother of all the programming language, but CPP took some time to come. Okay. Instance of class. See, you guys are going a next step. First, tell me what is an object, guys. What's an object? Okay. Object is a blueprint. Let's discuss something in a general language instead of going to a keyword kind of words. Okay. Object is nothing but, can I say my mobile phone is an object? Okay. This is a object. And then if you see mouse is an object, the pen inside, like pen in my hand is an object. You guys agree? So basically everything inside this world, okay, is called as what object. Even I'm called as an object. Okay, so basically Python is called as an object-oriented programming language. Everything that you use in Python is basically called as an object, guys. Okay, that is yes, basically the real-time entity. Whether it is got a life or whether it is not got a life, basically it is called as what object. I think for everyone it is clear what is an object. Anything which is around you. Okay. So using this Python programming language, that ma'am, in Java also we have OOPS concept. In Ruby also we have an OOPS concept. Like why Python? As I already discussed in the definition, it is very simple. It is very easy to use, correct? And the syntax is also very simple, as you guys already told. So using that simple syntax on an object, what I can do, I can write a program that helps me to design this application. What are those applications? Basically Swiggy, Zomato, Blinkit, and then Zepito. Not only this, we have Zepto, sorry, not Zepto. Okay, so like this, we have many more like applications which are designed, guys. Okay, so anybody have doubts so far that whatever I discussed? Okay, anybody have? Very nice. Thank you so much for responding. Okay, I think now we are done with where it is used. Okay, now we have to know like how Python is used. In order to use Python, so basically you need to have some software or you need to have an application. There are different ways that you can install Python. But I'm going with one software that is called as Anaconda. So basically, in your system, you have something called as an Microsoft Store. Can you see? So you can just go there and then you can install application right from here. Okay, I recommend everyone to do the installation along with me. Okay, you can see that. So under the apps, okay, under the apps, if you just go, okay, under the apps, if you just go, so basically you have, so if you just type C, if you just type something like Python, so basically you're going to get all say different versions of Python. You can see like 3.11, 3.12, and then we have something like 3.10, and then we have so many different types of versions. But I don't want to do from the micro store. So what I'll be doing means I'll be installing from Anaconda. So if you guys have, it's well and good. If not, I would recommend you guys to do along with me. So how to make the installation? I'm just starting with the step number 1. Okay. So it's basically what Anaconda download. So if I just click on, I'm not typing anything. Just go to a website. Ma'am, will you teach us only Python or Django also? We'll discuss that. Let's first learn about Python. Okay. So next we have what? First we will do the installation. How many of you have Python already installed in it? If not, please do follow the steps. Okay. Anaconda download. So if you just click on, see, I've just typed Anaconda download. Okay. Once that is done, you want me to write the steps? I'm here to write. Okay. Installing. Okay. Install Python. So how we are basically going to install? Just open any browser. Okay. Step number 1, open any browser that you need, guys. Okay, any browser, and then type something like Anaconda download. Okay, so download. So once if it is done, okay, and so once you are done with it, just click on this link. Can you guys see this link? Just click on that link. Okay, so as soon as you click on this link, so this is what you are going to get. Just I'm going to select this. Okay, I'm just going to select this. Let me just copy. Okay, and then come down here and then I'm going to paste it. Just click on that link. Okay, so now let's just find where is Python. Okay, here. Okay, so if you just go down, you can see here we have so many things, right? Okay, so can you see here? I can see something called as a free download. Can you see here? I have something called as a free download. Just click on it. Okay, it is going to take to another web page. Okay, so here I'm going to accept all the cookies. Okay, it is asking me to submit my mail address for the download. I can just go then I can submit it. Okay, so it's basically asking me to sign in. I don't want to do sign in. I think I already have an account in the other place. Just give me a minute. Okay, okay, fine. I'll just use another browser where I already have an account. Okay, so let's just go here and then, okay. and then I'm going to type Anaconda download. Okay, so let me just go and then download Anaconda distribution. Just click on it. Okay, so here, okay. It is asking me to name just a second. Can you see it is like asked like a download now, so you can just go with anything that you want, but it is asking that downloading one. Just a second, we'll just see whether we are able to see this is all things going to be like installed. Okay, see, can you see it is like download now, but it is asking. Okay, can you see? So now I got a download option. So just click on download. Okay, see, it is getting installed in the system. Okay, so it takes some time to get installed in the system. So you might be like having the doubt, like, ma'am, why did you go with Anaconda? So you can just go with a Microsoft one. So you guys only mentioned that we can do machine learning, right? And here we have like automatic way we can detect with the errors. I will be showing you that if you use like Anaconda, like how exactly you can clear your own errors without anybody's help. Okay, it takes some time, guys. We have to wait. Okay. Yes, ma'am, we know about installation. Okay. I didn't know that you guys know the installation process. So basically, I uninstalled in my system. So if I just open terminal, I don't have one. So so I just uninstalled to just to show you guys. Just give me some couple of times. See, it is taking me to a store itself. Just give me a couple of minutes. So basically, the installation is going to happen. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll go with step by step. Don't worry. Ma'am, what about VS Code? Yes, we can use in the VS Code itself, but in order to use the VS Code also, so you need to have Anaconda in your system, or you have to install Python from the Microstore. Okay. I will show like once it gets installed, I will be showing like in different platforms like how can you use Python. I'll be showing in Visual Studio Code. I will show in the command prompt. I will show in the terminal. I will show in the IDLE. I will show in the Jupyter. I will show in everything. Just give me some couple of minutes like until it gets installed. Is it how many of you are installing along with me? So if anybody is installing along with me, can you just write a message in the chat? Yes. Okay. PyCharm, yes, you can use PyCharm also. Yes, ma'am means you guys are doing along with me or you are already done with it? Can I know? Okay, already done. We are doing. Okay, so I can see that many people are like along with me installing. So it takes couple of times. So let's wait. So meanwhile, I'm just going to write like whatever I have created inside this. Okay, so once you go to this, okay, step number 2 is you have to click on this link and then download the, okay, download what? Download the Anaconda installation. Okay, so connect personal hotspot on my mobile. Okay, but I can't switch. It's my company network only when I'm using. Okay, give me some time. That's okay. Have patience. Okay. Connected. Just okay. So meanwhile, it is like by the time it gets installed, uh, we'll start discussing about some other things as everyone, I think they have kept it in the same stage. Okay, let's wait until it gets installed. So meanwhile, let's start the next concept. Okay, is it fine for everyone? Let the installation happen. Now we shall discuss about some things like the concepts just now what I mentioned. we will start discussing about it. Okay. We have what? So basically, we have something called as keywords. Okay, so this is the basic concept that we are going to start with. So what are keywords? The name itself says, ma'am, this class is recorded, which means we can see when we can download on the other time. Yes, very nice. Okay. So we have what? We have something called as keywords. So basically, keywords are nothing but reserved words which are already there in what? In a Python library. That means here we need not to create any keywords which are basically present, guys. Okay, it is what? It is a reserved. Okay, it is reserved words. Okay. A reserved word in what? In Python library. Okay, then what are the different types of keywords that we have in Python library? Can anyone tell me what are the different types of keywords we have? Okay. Ma'am, is the laptop necessary for this class, ma'am? I would recommend to do hands-on experience like with whatever I am doing. So basically, it will help you guys. Okay. So let me just get back here and then see the installation, how much it has come. Okay, it is still happening. Okay, so then let's get back. So it is a reserved word in Python library. So what are the different types of keywords we have? Can anyone tell me what are the different keywords that we have in Python? Okay, so token, okay, for, okay. So you can see that the people started saying something like for, okay, we have something like for if is a keyword, and then we have something called as none is a keyword, int is a keyword, and then let's say we have something called as string is a keyword. So basically, which are already present. Ma'am, fine, ma'am, it's already present. I totally agree. But I want to write a program. Okay, now let's say I want to display, okay, I want to display a list of all keywords. What is it? A list of all keywords that I'm going to use. Okay, so what should I do? Means, okay, though I know that I have not started with a welcome word, but as I started with something called as some keywords, okay, you need not to mug, but I'm just going to say. So in order to display all keywords, okay, in Python, so we are going to use something called as keywords, guys. Okay, first we have to download, like we have to import. So import is one of the what is it? If you want to install any of the libraries into a Python code, we basically use something called as an import, and import is also a keyword. Okay. So once you install that, just use print statement. So what is this print statement means? Basically, in order to take an in order to display something on the output screen, we basically use a print statement. As I've not discussed it, just for the reference of the code, what I'm writing, I'm just saying. Okay. So basically, this is what it's keyword dot, we have something called as a KW list. So as soon as you write this, you will be able to see the list of keywords. Okay, as our as our Anaconda is still getting installed, so what I'll do, I have another option. So I think everybody know we have something called as an online Python compiler. Okay, let me just show you that. Okay, we have what? We have online Python compiler. Okay, so let me just use this. Okay. Okay, double. Okay, somebody has already written the code. Okay, so let me just see. If you just type something called as an online Python compiler, so you're going to get, you can choose any compiler that you wish for. So if you just go here, so we have, you can see it is showing something called as an interpreter. Okay, showing what? It is showing something called as an interpreter. Okay, so what is the meaning of interpreter? Let's discuss, but before that, let me just run that code, whatever I have just seen. So you can see that we can write the different set of programs here. Okay, first, see whether you have been chosen the Python or not. So basically, this is the, I can say that icon, which is going to symbolize that it is a Python. Okay, so now let me just paste that code, or if you want to write, you can just write it. Okay, so what is it? Basically, import keywords. Okay, import keywords, and then I'm just going to do what? I'm just going to print all the keywords. Okay, I'm just going to print all the keywords. Okay, keywords dot what? KW list. Okay, KW list. Let's run. So if it throws an error with the keywords, let's just see. Okay, it is throwing an error saying that no module named keywords. Okay, so I'll just make it as what? Keyword. It is not keywords, it is keyword. So now if I just run this, okay, can you see? We started getting the list of what? A list of all the keywords guys. Okay, so I'll just copy this. Okay, I'll just copy. You can see the code execution is successful. Like how exactly it is showing. Let me just copy this. So for this code, we are getting this output. Okay, with that code, there is an output. So basically, I've written the code properly on it. Okay, so these are the keywords. See, before we understand about this, let's understand what is the concept of interpreter. I think everybody know interpreter is something which is going to execute the code line by line. Correct? What it does, it is going to execute the code line by line. Okay, fine, ma'am. I'm going to agree that it is going to execute the code line by line. But how? What exactly is the work of an interpreter? Okay, so basically, interpreter does not only execute the code line by line. It also converts. Okay, it also converts high-level language to what? Machine-level language, and back from machine-level language to high-level language. And how exactly it is going to work, especially in Python? Can you please explain? Yes, yes, I'm going to explain. Everybody see the screen for a minute. Okay, so we are going to write what? Python code. So just now I wrote some code, something like this, right? I just used something like this. Okay, I just used something like this, correct? I used something like a print keyword dot kw list. Okay, so this is basically called as what? This is basically my code. Everybody agrees on that. So this is what? This is basically my code. Whatever I have written, so this is called as source code. What is this called? It is called as what? Source code. It is called as what? It is basically called as the source code. What exactly happens to my source code means once I use an interpreter, you just now saw I used an online compiler. In that they have written something called as an interpreter. So whenever I write my source code and when I run, my interpreter comes in middle. Okay, so here my interpreter comes in middle and the source code is going to be converted into something called as bytecode. What is it? It is called as what? Bytecode. So whenever it is going to convert into a bytecode, automatically there will be a generation of something called as PYC file. Okay, what is this PYC file? Means basically the source code, whatever we have written, it is in what? It is in high level language. Okay, it is in what? It is in high level language. We all know that system can't understand high level language. It should be in the form of what? Zeros and ones. In order to do that work simple, we have what? Interpreter. So that is basically the bytecode. So whatever the source code you have written, that will be converted into what? Zeros and ones. Okay. Now, once that bytecode is generated, what happens next means it is going to be connected to Python virtual machine. What it will be connected to? It will be connected to the Python virtual machine. So basically, this is going to run this bytecode line by line. Okay, once it is going to execute that code line by line, the final output, whatever you get, again, that will be what? Compiled and then it will be generated back to the source code, or it is going to show the output. Okay, this is how basically the interpreter is going to help in Python. Okay, what is going to happen? First, we have something called as a source code. Okay, the source code will be connected to an interpreter. Basically, my interpreter is going to convert in the source code into what? A bytecode, basically, which is going to be understood by the system. That is in the form of zeros and ones. Okay, and whenever it is going to convert, we are going to get an extra file that is called as what? .pyc, and then the bytecode has to be executed in order to see the output. So in order to execute, the bytecode will be sent to what? Python virtual machine, and this Python virtual machine will finally going to show us what? It is going to show us output. Okay, I think everybody got what is it that I am saying about. Is that anybody wants me to repeat this? Yes, binary code. Yes. This is already pre-installed when you are installing Python. Okay. Okay. So everybody got this. Anybody wants me to repeat like what exactly that interpreter is doing? Thank you. Okay. So now, as we understood an interpreter, we have another concept called as, okay, I'll repeat it. Okay. See, now I wrote some code. What is that code that I have written? So I have written something called as this, correct? Along with this, I have written something also. Okay, I have written something also that is basically something called as import keyword. So this is basically called as source code. What is source code? Means anything, whatever that I am repeating in English and I can read it in the form of an English, correct? That is basically my source code, which is in high level programming language. Okay, but whatever I have written here, the system can't understand. System will understand only one, that is binary programming language, zeros and ones. In order to make our system understand my source code, we have an interpreter. Basically, whenever you are going to learn, my interpreter is going to come in middle and then it is going to convert this line to what? Bytecode. What does this bytecode does means, whatever the source code which we have written in high level language, basically it is going to convert it into the form of zeros and ones. Okay, and this zeros and ones will be passed to the Python virtual machine, and finally we are going to get an output in the form of what? Source code, like whatever the high level programming language that we have written, we are going to get. Okay, now my question is, then what is the difference between interpreter and then compiler? What is the difference between interpreter and then compiler? Can anybody tell me what is the difference? Do anybody know? Okay, do anybody know what is the, yes, what is it? Compiler is going to convert entirely. Very nice. So this is interpreter and let me say this is compiler, guys. Okay. So as I told that interpreter is going to execute the code line by line. What it is going to do? It is going to execute the code line by line. Whereas compiler is going to execute entire program. Okay, it will do what? It is going to convert entire program and basically it is going to run the entire program. So basically, if you ask, ma'am, is that Python as interpreter or compiler? Means I will show in both. Okay, I will show like how does a Python works as an interpreter also. I will show how does it work compiler also. I'm going to show. Okay, this is going to execute line by line, but here it is going to execute entire program. Now my question is, as it is executing line by line, which is the one which is going to consume more time? Will the interpreter will take more time or will the compiler will take more time? Actually, interpreter is going to take more time for execution. Why it is going to take more time? I will take, but the compiler will take the less time. Why means the source code, whatever we have written, in order to convert into a binary code, it will take time. Basically, it is going to execute line by line. So basically, it is going to take more time. As it is going to execute the entire code, so it will take less time. Okay, and as it is going to take line by line, okay, memory consumption will be very less whenever we are going to use interpreter. What is it? Memory consumption will be very less. Okay, consumption is what? It is very less. Whereas in compiler, the memory consumption will be more because it is going to use what? It is going to use the entire program. That is one of the reason why the memory consumption in the compiler will be more and memory consumption in the interpreter will be less. Okay, can you list any of the programming languages that works line by line, guys? Can you give an example? Programming languages for interpreter. Can anyone give? Very nice. Python is an interpreter programming language. C is not an interpreter programming language. C is a compiler programming language. Okay, C is not an interpreter. C comes under compiler. Okay, Java, yes. Ruby is also an interpreted programming language. Java is also an interpreted programming language. Okay, but for compiler programming languages, the C is one of the good example. C++ is also one of the good example. Yes, CPP is also one of the good example. Yes. Okay. JavaScript, okay, some exceptional cases, JavaScript is considered as an backend programming language. Yes, we have Perl, everything. I think so far, whatever I have discussed, it is clear, correct? We started discussing about the difference between interpreter and then compiler. I will show you like how Python acts both as an interpreter and then compiler. Need not to worry. Interpreter is going to execute line by line, whereas the compiler is going to execute the entire program. So interpreter is going to take a more time, whereas the compiler is going to take a very less time. Interpreter is going to consume more, like it is going to consume very less memory as it is going to execute line by line, whereas the compiler is going to take more memory. And then we have seen couple of examples as well. Okay, before we move ahead, I just want to see whether the installation has been done or not. I think the installation has done. Okay, now let's just go back. Okay, you can see that my installation process is completely done. Okay, so you can see. So now let's just put it into my system. Okay, everybody do along with me. Okay, so everyone do along with me. I'll just see if I just type Python, still nothing is there. It is going to take for what? It is going to take for a microstore. Okay, so that means still it is not installed. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'm just going to close this. Okay, I'm going to my system storage. Okay, I'll just go to the local system drive. If I just go to the downloads, you can see Anaconda is here. Correct. Now what you have to do means just double click on this Anaconda. Okay, as soon as you double click on this Anaconda, just a second. Okay, so it is like taking a while. Okay. So now it is saying like it is like 64-bit. How will you guys get to know whether your system is 32 or 64-bit support? For that, what you have to do means like before you install this, basically you have to check. We have something called as a system information in our local system, guys. So if you just go to the system information, so basically it says here, can you see my system supports 64-bit. So whatever the installation that I am doing, basically it is going to support. Okay. Okay, system information. Very nice. So what next? So I'll just click on next. Okay, and then it is going to ask for the installation. So I'll just click on I agree. Okay, so it will be just me. Okay, and then it is going to set up the path. Like wherever that we are going to install, it is going to show that. Okay, so if I just click on next, okay, it's not empty. Choose a different location. It is saying. Okay, let me just browse or okay, I'm going to select this and then click on OK. Let me just click on OK. It is telling me like it's not empty. Let me just create one folder and then let me just use it. Let me just see where exactly it is first. Okay, you can see it is in C users. So basically I have to go to what? C users, and then here only I'm going to create one simple folder. Let me just say I'm going to create a folder. Let me say Anaconda or Anna and just create something like Anna. Okay, so now let me just choose that path. If I just go, let me just browse here. Under the, okay, and now I have just created. And just, okay, so let me just click on next. Okay, so guys, so after you do that, see for everyone it will not come like that. Okay, so by default it is going to take. So now don't forget to add Anaconda 3 to my Python environment variable. Why means why you have to choose this option means see whenever you are going to choose a path, so basically whenever you are going to learn your Python files or the folders, it has to be get updated or it has to run. For that we have to specify the path. Now just click on install. Okay, so it is going to install into your system. Okay. So let it take the installation. Meanwhile, we'll just revise whatever we have done. So basically, we have done the first we started with who designed it. Basically, it is Judo von Rossum has designed it from the Netherlands. So what made him to name it as Python means basically he was very fond of one TV show called as Montany Python Flying Circus. So he can't keep the entire name, so he just shortened it to what Python. Okay, and what is there inside that Python means basically he was into an ABC project where he was stuck or he wanted some simpler code for an exception handling. Basically, we know that C does not support an exception handling, so he designed a project called as what Python. Okay, so what is Python? So basically, Python is a general purpose programming language. Okay, that is what the general purpose programming language. So we know that it can be used for many different ways. Okay, and then interpreted means basically it is going to support executing line by line. And for object oriented, I gave it a live example where we can write the code on objects which are present in and around. So this is the basic definition of Python. Okay, and we started seeing some couple of features where it made the Python more effective. So it is easy to read and learn. Not only too easy to read and learn, guys. Whenever you are stuck with some kind of errors, you can just directly go and then paste that error in the Google. So we have a large community where they can help us with those errors. Okay, and then easy usage. Basically, it is a cross-platform support. We can use it in Windows, we can use it in Linux, we can use it in Mac. Okay, and it is an open source. Basically, it is free to use. Okay, and then we saw that what is the meaning of object oriented. Also, we just saw. Okay, and we saw like in order to understand this object oriented, we saw with an example of taking in different scenarios from 1980s to the 2024. Okay, after that, we started listing out like where exactly in the real time the Python is getting used. You guys gave the examples like game development, but in the game development, we have the combination of both front end, back end. So I just gave a one quick example, like what is that back end, like how exactly we are going to pull. So not only Django, we even have Flask also, which we can do, like we can pull the back end to the front end. Okay, so here we have Swiggy, Zomato, Netflix, Google, Amazon. Everything is going like everything. Every current application is based on this. Okay, and we have like how Python. So basically, we are done with the installation, and we started with something called as in keywords. So we saw that keywords are nothing but these are the reserved words in what Python library, and we have seen that listing that list of the keywords also we saw. Okay, and then we started discussing about what is the difference between the interpreter and then compiler. Correct. Now let's get back. Still the installation is happening. So I'll just share the file. Is it, do anybody need like whatever I have listed in the notepad? If you're interested, then I will share. If not, I won't. You guys need whatever I have written here. Yeah, basically I'm a Python full stack developer. I teach everything from HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python, Django, Flask, Git, everything. So it's basically we start from one end and then we basically end at another end. So fine, I'll just save this file and then I'll share it as share this. Okay, so I'll share this as class one. Okay, class one. Okay, so I think when were you going to teach front end, back end? I don't know for you guys, but I basically teach in Excel. So it's a 5 days program since they have announced it to me. So what is possible from my side, I'll be definitely giving it. Okay, but you guys are very fast, very quick than what I expected. I think most of you guys already know Python. I can see that. I will try to in the next session. We will try to be more on hands-on. So I would suggest everyone to be done with this installation. Okay, so probably I will be like resuming back tomorrow's session at sharp 12 o'clock from here itself. Okay, so anybody have any doubts from today's session, do let me know. If not, then we will continue it tomorrow. Attendance, I don't know. Yes. Okay, ma'am, can you tell me how this internship is going, like a roadmap? Tomorrow I will be giving the roadmap. Okay. Okay. Tomorrow, oops, and then next day start HTML. Basically, we can't do like that. Okay, so whatever we have started, I am 100% sure that the hands-on experience what I give, it will be much more effective than whatever you have come across. Okay, so I think it's one. I'll wind up for today. Tomorrow I'm going to resume back at 12 o'clock. From here itself, I'm going to resume back. So make sure like everyone is done with the installation. Okay, thank you. Bye guys. Good day. Yes, I will try to do one, but I don't think so. Based on the concepts, what I do, you will be able to do this. The attendance card, I don't know. Guys. I think someone else is there to take care of it. Maybe yes, maybe no, I don't know about that. And I'm sorry. Okay, if no doubts, you can leave for the day.
Thank you, Akshita. Thank you, students.